Greetings, legendary readers. Welcome to Larry's Legendary Library, where I explore science fiction, fantasy, and other bits and bobs. A few months ago, I did a book review of The Time Machine by H.G. Wells and The Time Ships by Stephen Baxter. I really enjoyed that experience. Stephen Baxter got the approval of the Wells estate and published The Time Ships exactly 100 years after The Time Machine was published. And so I studied a little bit about some other examples of authorized continuations. And so I'm going to maybe do a little intermittent series that I'll call authorized continuations. And basically where the original author is deceased and the estate approves an author or authors to write a sequel or a story to continue it. And so I got another example for that. Today we're going to talk about A Meeting with Medusa by Arthur C. Clarke and its authorized continuation, The Medusa Chronicles by Stephen Baxter and Alastair Reynolds. Just a little hint, both of these are L5 legendary for me, and let's talk about why. First of all, A Meeting with Medusa, published in 1971. It was originally published, it's a novella, it was originally published in Playboy. I had a copy of the story in here, which is a series of stories that Arthur C. Clarke wrote, and so I was glad to be able to read that story. The story follows the main character, Howard Falcon, a brilliant test pilot who survives a catastrophic aircraft accident, but only because he's rebuilt as a cyborg. Much of his body is gone. What remains is his human mind housed in a machine-supported form. This transformation costs Falcon his old life, but it also makes him uniquely qualified to do something no ordinary human can do. He is chosen to pilot a massive lighter-than-air exploration craft, think space blimp, into the atmosphere of Jupiter. Not orbit, not a flyby, but to actually descend into the atmosphere of Jupiter. A very inhospitable atmosphere. As Falcon drifts deeper into Jupiter's storm layers, he encounters something extraordinary: vast, floating life forms drifting, immense jellyfish-looking creatures through the clouds. And these they call Medusae, the plural of Medusa. They are indigenous to Jupiter, they are enormous, and they are intelligent. And they're completely different than humanity, the way they communicate and so on and so forth. Falcon realizes that humanity has just achieved first contact with an alien species. Clarke leaves us with the humbling truth: the universe does not adapt to us, but we must adapt to it. A Meeting with Medusa is pure sense of wonder science fiction, a meditation on the post-human evolution, and a masterclass in quiet cosmic humility. This is L5 legendary without question. It won the Nebula Award in 1972 for Best Novella, and it's just an incredible read. Now, here's the risky part. How do you continue a story like that? Well, you do it with respect, you do it with restraint, and with writers who understand Clarke's voice and attempt to write a book the way Arthur C. Clarke may have written the book if he were to write it and try to emulate that voice. Enter Stephen Baxter, a longtime collaborator and literary heir to Clarke's hard SF tradition, and Alastair Reynolds, whose background in astrophysics and cosmic scale storytelling makes him a perfect fit. The Medusa Chronicles is not just a sequel, it's a continuation, it's a reflection, and in many ways, it's just like a conversation with Clarke's original story. The novel expands on Howard Falcon's life beyond that first encounter. Falcon becomes a long-lived post-human entity, increasingly separated from baseline humanity. He's a witness to centuries of human expansion, transformation, technological advancement, and so forth. As humanity spreads outward and technology accelerates, Jupiter and the Medusae remain. The book deepens the idea that the Medusae are not just another alien species. Falcon's role shifts from explorer to more of an intermediary, someone who can almost understand both sides, but not fully belonging to either side. There's also another first contact in this story, but this time not with an alien species, but instead with something that was created, a machine that becomes self-aware. And again, Howard Falcon finds himself in the middle, part man, part machine, part of both worlds, but really not fully welcome in either world. And he is called in once again to be a mediator. The novel leads heavily into long-term cosmic evolution, the loneliness of an extended existence, and the idea that humanity's future may lie in becoming something unrecognizable to our past selves. Medusa Chronicles is thoughtful, it's ambitious, it's deeply respectful of its source, and it expands upon that universe without cheapening it. Another L5 legendary read for me. This is what an authorized continuation should be. It honors the original, it expands themes without changing the tone of the original, and together these two works feel like a complete arc, first contact and then the consequences of that contact. If you love classic science fiction, big ideas, and a masterclass in Jupiter atmospheric science, then both of these books would be a place for you to want to read and a place on your TBR shelf. Two works, two generations of writers, one legendary legacy. If you enjoyed this video and want more entries in the Authorized continuation series, let me know in the comments which ones would interest you. And as always, thanks for watching and stay legendary.